Making money like a mint, laying in my ice like shrimp, mint condition that I'm in, coming with the freshness.
What's up, everyone? My name is Rita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's topic, it's gonna be interesting, you guys. We're gonna be talking about some really deep stuff. But before I get into all of that, I have a guest with me today.
Hi. Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Alan Jeru, and I'm a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of films?
I do a lot of short films, a lot of I've tried to do a documentary once, but that was in campus, and that's as far as it goes. But generally, I've just done a lot of short films, and yeah, recently was employed. Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I've always wanted to be on this channel.
It happened.
Yes.
It has happened.
We are here on the channel. That is Rita.
Yes. And today we're going to be talking about the pressure to be successful in your 20s. This whole we need to make it mentality. We're going to be talking about that. And I feel like it gets to a certain age in your life, like when you're in your 20s, mid-20s, come as you see, where there's so much pressure, like you have to have a good job, you have to be financially stable, you have to have settled down, start a family. And today we're going to be exploring like why do we put all that necessary pressure on ourselves, and just how to deal with it. Because I know a lot of people are in that place right now, especially with COVID and things slowing down. You're just feeling like, man.
And that's the thing. So even when I mentioned just earlier that I'm employed and all that shit, it's just that I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying that in one way or another, we find ourselves in situations where we have to find that 8 to 5 job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if we're really oppressed, we try and push ourselves to start our own businesses.
Exactly.
Which is such a struggle, because you've got to get that funding. As I said, as a filmmaker, you've got to get that funding, you've got to get that plan out, so that now at the end of the day, you've got that person who's interested in buying your product, or if you're selling a service, to come to you to give you that money, so that now you can sustain yourself. Yeah, so now it's at our 20s and our 30s right now at this point in time.
Yeah.
Like it's so freaking hard to try and say, I've got my money, I've got my car, I've got my money, I've got my house, I've got for me, a guy, I've got my girl, for you, let's say I've got my husband.
Yeah.
Now we are family.
Unaanza kuuliza sasa utaolewa lini?
Unaanza kuuliza hiyo swali.
And on top of that, I feel like we are the generation of a lot of like social influence, and many people are starting businesses online, and it in a way it does give you kind of like a pressure, like I need to do something, like besides having my job, like you feel like you need to have like a side hustle, or you feel like, okay, my job is not paying enough, like I need to just shut it down.
But mostly guys who do that side hustle thing is because they're either thinking, the job that I have right now at this point in time is not paying me enough to take care of ABC.
Yeah.
Or generally you just don't have anything.
Yeah.
They are still living in their mom's house,
Exactly.
still living in their parents' house, and they're just trying to figure out, I need fare, I need money for Dundai, Saturday thrift social is happening, people.
Yeah.
I gotta go. This is your mama dedo.
And I think also parents put so much pressure on us.
Yeah.
And I think like things are different, like compared to their times and now, like you'll find your parents is like, me when I was your age, I had my own house, I had my own car, I had a good job, like not doing in a life.
Yeah. Strange. Let me tell you the funniest thing. My mom has always told me, there was a time I was 21, I moved out of my mom's house. At 21, I got a job for 2,500 shillings as a secretary. 2,500 shillings. Wewe sasa hiyo unafikiria hiyo dosi mob sahi. Bro, your time hiyo do ilikuwa mob.
It was a lot.
Keja ulikuwa unalipia punch. And that's probably each 250 a month, or if you're really really rich unalipa punch hiyo per month, yeah. Haya, maziwa ilikuwa 10 cents. Sugar ilikuwa 15 cents.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. It wasn't much that people were spending on. So at that point in time, that 2.5 was covering everything. Yeah, so their life was good, they were sorted. But now us, we're higher. A nigga's at 28.
Yeah.
A guy's at 30.
25, yeah, 30.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so now I need to move up.
Yeah, and things are really hard now. Like even getting a job, it's so hard. You have to start as an intern. You do an internship for like 6 months, and you're not sure they're going to employ you.
Yeah.
Or you get a contract job, and it's like for 6 months. Yes, maybe they're paying you okay, but it's like it's not enough for you to start everything and have that car and have that life and get married and just do everything. And parents need to understand also that as much as maybe your child or whoever is not, you're not seeing the results now, but maybe in the background there's something they're doing, like they're working. And maybe someone has started their own business. Like for me, for example, like I have my own business, and and like sometimes you're really pushing, you're really trying to push, and it's something new that like none of us, like me, I wasn't taught entrepreneurship. Like I was not supposed to be an entrepreneur right now, but life, because there are no jobs.
You to do that, yeah.
There are no jobs.
And that's a funny thing when you say you weren't taught to start an entrepreneurship. They don't have the system in Kenya in general, especially the 844 system doesn't tell you, now we're going to teach you taxation, how to take care of your taxes and stuff like that. Nothing like that. It tells you, let's do titration. Let's do chemistry.
Maka let's date to me at titration in any point of my life.
So now you ask yourself, where is this taking me?
Yeah.
Where is this taking me? Because at that point in time, now you're 28, you're 30, you're, I don't know, even probably that's 21. I have a friend who really wanted to be an actor. Yeah, and she just came out of campus. So coming out of campus is probably like 24.
Yeah.
So leaving 24, she's seeing how someone's got an audition, and now they're acting in a movie, Vampires in Twilight. Yeah. So it's some Kikuyu guy who was in Twilight, and he did that film, and he was pretty young. And then she's in Kenya, she's over here in her mom's house, 24, trying to figure out. Me, when I start doing my own films.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I feel like sometimes also that's social media, and social media does bring a lot of pressure, because a lot of people our age, like people have made it, like people even on Forbes na hata jamaliza shule. You over here, you're struggling with your side hustle, you're struggling to finish school, you're trying to get a job, your parents are telling you utaolewa lini, and it's like you start comparing yourself with other people. And I think people need to realize that social media is just people showing the best parts of their life. Like no one really shows you the struggle
You post a lot on social media.
Yeah, I do.
How does that make you feel when you see someone else posting the same content that you post, but they're hitting 100k views, and it's a paid sponsorship?
Like, I guess sometimes it just like you feel pain.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm putting the same amount of effort this person is putting. Maybe the only thing that's different is that person has connections, and maybe they just they're in that space and they connect with people who are able to get them to where they need to be. And me, wherever I am, maybe I'm providing the same kind of content, but no one knows me. No one knows who I am. Why should I listen to you? I don't know you.
Let me tell you, social media like you can make a channel like this, very fantastic channel where we can sit down, we talk, we share our opinions and our mindsets, and enlighten people who watch this thing.
Yeah.
But there's another channel right next, recommended kwa your YouTube channel, recommended, that comes and is like 5 ways to no, forget those ones. Hizo channels zenye zikuanga so and so makes you laugh. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Higher. It's a 5-minute video. This guy is on a video. He's jumping into a car. This car is full of a product, let's say tissue paper, which has been paid for, and he's going to make his 500k.
500k.
He's making his 500k clean, just like that. You ask yourself, Sasa, jamaa alifika aje hapo? And we probably have the same views.
We do.
Same number of views.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
It's crazy. And also another thing also about social media is young people, like you see maybe someone who's your age, they're driving a nice car, they're going for trips, and they're doing so and so, but you don't know what they're doing to get there, and maybe it's not necessarily always the best thing, but then you're comparing yourself to this person who gets it easy through doing, such things that yourself you wouldn't do, or you don't need to do, or maybe you're working hard and this other person is getting it easy, and then you're trying to compete yourself with that person, like just
I don't know. There's a time, let me tell you, there's a time I switched off Instagram for a whole week. Like, it wasn't my fault. It was my phone's fault. So mimi nikatoa Instagram ilibidi tu. So in that 1 week that I had cleansing from my Instagram life. It was cleansing. I don't know, I just felt free. I felt relaxed because I wasn't seeing what other people were doing. I wasn't seeing what they were driving. I wasn't seeing what they were drinking. Let me tell you, Rona happened. People, for some point in time, your Instagram was free of people going to GK1s, going to where, drinking mojitos and sijui Long Island skatano and mzinga katano kwa hiyo meza ati hashtag turned up.
And like life didn't stop.
Life didn't stop. Life didn't stop. And that's the thing. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for seeing this kind of things. So what I think is, if you do feel that way, I think first is first. Toa your app. Just
toa your app.
A day.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like we also need to talk about education. Like you've spent 4 years in school. Maybe in those 4 years, you're not even taught what you were supposed to apply. We were talking about it earlier actually because we were both in the same school. And the things we were taught in school, uku inje, kwa ground is different.
Very different.
And then you'll find you spend so much. You have student loans that you're trying to repay. So you end up having to take like a cheap paying job just to stay afloat. Just to like, okay, let me just clear my loans kidogo, or let me just try and start life from whatever it is, this small pennies that you're making. And it's like, sometimes you feel like, why did I waste those years in school, Aki?
Let me tell you, the craziest thing about it is that now, loans like help and what, they drag you down. So where you're planning to probably save to start a business, you still have to save to pay off that loan. So who knows how long you have to take to pay off that loan. It's going to take forever, man. Or it depends on your plan, So, you mentioned 4 years. Let's not even go into those 4 years. Let's go into those 8 years. Let's go into those 8. It's 8, and then it's 4, and then it's another 4.
Yeah.
We must keep 8 plus 4, that's 8.
That's
12.
It's like 16.
Yes.
It's like how many? Like 16.
12 for primary and high school, and then another 4 for uni. So that's 16, yes. No, another mathematics.
Other mathematics.
Jesus.
Ilienda na degree.
So the thing is, those 8 years, the only thing I can remember from that was home science class 6. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that in general.
So now you ask yourself, so where are you going from there? Like what are you pursuing? What are you pushing for? Unajua hiyo 8 years yenye ulikuwa unazifanya, you had passed through probably 5 different careers that you were going to do.
Definitely.
Nasema nitakuwa daktari.
I know, cause
nitakuwa lawyer. Hey, kwanza lawyer. Do you know how many times that people are so good in arguing that they wanted to become a lawyer?
And then law school is even more than those.
It's even more than those years. Yeah, exactly. Alright, then we talk about let's jump into high school. High school now you discover ati kuna wasichana ama kuna mavijana. You're so focus on your careers, totally thrown you off. That time you're also being told that you try trades. Physics, geography. That's how history has rocks. Bra. Why?
Basically, I just feel like school puts a lot of pressure on us.
Yeah.
Like you're told you have to go to the best school so that you can get a
schools.
good job.
Yeah.
You have to do your master's so that you can have a good salary. Exactly. And then even after those those years, those masters, all those things, you still don't get a job.
That's the thing, exactly. So they tell you, all right, now you study so hard. When you study so hard, you'll get that job.
Yeah.
When you get that job, you get good money, then you get a good life.
Get a good wife.
Fam, right
Good
now, at
life,
this point in
good
time, we're in our 20s and we're in our 30s. People are still living in their in bed sitters and not totally jobless. You know, the closest that they can do. I mean, if we could have an education system where we could teach guys how to start a business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I preach that like always. I think I've even mentioned it in one of my videos. Like, it's so important.
Yeah. But the closest thing that they can teach us out of the curriculum is sex education, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But still,
it's needed.
Yeah, it's needed. Business education is needed.
Yeah.
Na si ile business.
Yeah, your business time. When business studies ni jokes.
Ilikuwa jokes. Walinifunza taxation. Ona.
Yeah, so you're not sure to file returns.
Yeah,
if you guys want someone to return,
we know our guy.
Akoto hapa behind the scenes.
This is the number.
Let's support each. About your number to kila kitu. I know. We're not gonna put that now.
Okay, we're not gonna put that now. Don't get too comments.
Yeah. So anyway, after all that, like, how are ways that we can deal with it? Because I know now people are asking, okay, I have the pressure. How do I deal with it?
Yeah. I think the first things first is, if you're in employment, I don't think the first thing that you're gonna do is jump out of your office and be like, no, screw this job, I'm out. Take your things and
mic
go.
Drop.
Yeah, mic drop. In this case, labda itakuwa pencil drop. What I'm trying to say here is, take your time. Take your time. If you're in a job that first of all, you've got to ask yourself one: am I leaving this job because I really am passionate about what I really want to do, or is it that I'm really tired of this boss? If you are unemployed, you gotta ask yourself, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Because I need to do something about this.
Yeah.
But don't kill yourself about it. You know, think about it. I think that, you gotta sit down. You've gotta have a plan. Planning to fail.
Yeah.
Failing to plan.
Fail to plan.
Is planning to fail.
Yeah.
Yes. So you definitely have that. That's it. Yeah.
And you also need to set realistic goals for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't just think like, okay, sawa, I'm going to make it by the time I'm 25. I want to be married. I want to have kids. I want to have a salary of 60K.
Yeah.
Like, you need to figure out yourself and say, okay, fine. As long as I have a roof over my head, I'm good.
Exactly.
That to me is at least nimeachieve kitu.
Exactly. Jumping onto social media, I think, as I said, totally cut it off.
Yeah.
If you can. Yeah. Tell yourself. I mean, nowadays we have smartphones that tell you the amount of time that you're spending on certain apps. Yeah. If you really can't delete it, put a settings or somehow settings on it that will make sure that you can render that this time to this time I can X myself away from social media. Which will now help you focus on what you really want to do, whether probably start a business or look for a job. Yeah.
And I feel like people need to understand that everyone has a different path for themselves. Like, someone, yes, maybe then they have the financial support to, like, be by 25, like, yana drive Benz, nini, and awachafulia meza. But maybe your path is different.
It must be nice.
Yeah.
Just your meza
Utafika
bill
tu.
bills.
Utafika. We just keep asking ourselves, God, when, but as in it will come through. And I feel like if you continue working hard and trusting and having that faith in yourself and believing in yourself and just surrounding yourself with positivity and people who support you, and I feel like we'll all make it. It's just don't put so much pressure on yourself, and don't compare, because everyone's path is different, and your time will come.
Your time will come, absolutely.
Alan, tell us your personal experience, especially in life, in your industry. So what can you tell people?
All right. What I can tell people, first things first, is that this industry is very, for lack of a better word, brutal. You really need to be full of grit to be able to do this kind of job. And why am I saying that? It's because it's an industry where it's probably contract based if you're freelance, but if you're employed, well, good for you. I, for one, want to be a director and a producer, yeah. And I want to tell Kenyan stories. I want to tell African stories. The only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I dedicate myself to try and do these things. And with the time that I've had, with the experience that I've had and the connections that I've had, I'm lucky enough to say that if I make a film, sure, I don't have the money. I won't. Or luckily, one day, one time I might. You never know. Thing is, first of all, try and see if you can liaise with a couple of friends, if you can liaise with a couple of colleagues that you know you've worked with before, you can work properly with and make it, tokelezea vizuri sana.
Yeah.
That way, you don't have to stress about other things. Just focus on the story that you're trying to tell. Or if you're selling a service, try and find a way where you can sell a service such as, let's say, food, and make it, the small group.
Yeah.
Just a friend. 1, 2, 3 friends who are in the office.
Yeah.
Wataambia beshte yao. Mwenye ataambia beshte yao. Next thing you know, you've got a restaurant.
So networking.
So networking. Yeah.
Networking is
Get that
very
network
important.
on point, and you got yourself a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like also socializing, who you socialize with.
Mm.
Because a lot of people, you hang out with people who sherehe, kila weekend is just sherehe. But this person, once mkitoka sherehe, yako na life yake amejipanga.
Exactly.
You go back to just chilling, just waiting for something to happen. When the person you were hanging out with over the weekend, asha make do yake, asha make connections zake, like he knows where he's going.
Exactly.
So you need to also be careful of the people you surround yourself with. And if you do surround yourself with such people, use it to your advantage.
For lack of a better word, get off your ass, man. Just get off your ass. Just get off your ass. Go and bug that person, disturb that person who really could potentially bring you proper benefits. Yeah.
I'm not saying you use people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Use them nicely.
Use them nicely. Don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Come quit. Quit now, uzuri.
Yeah.
Tume email mapema.
Yeah.
Right. Rita, there's a point where you said, especially when jobs is patikani, so what wanapata stress and everything, and when your time comes, but there are people out there that have really been struggling, they have really been looking for that opportunity. Also, regardless, whereby maybe they don't even have the financial services or
support. Yeah.
So, what can you tell people out there about that point?
Okay, honestly, despite being comfortable, I feel like money it's not happiness and fulfillment. Because you'll find that so many rich people, they have problems. They have mental problems. They have personal problems that you can't even begin to understand. And at the end of the day, like, yes, everyone wants to have money, but don't let that be your end and you beginning, like you're waking up, you're like, I want money. And it really affects people's mental health. And that's why you find a lot of young guys are trying to commit suicide, and people are getting into depression. And I just focus on what you've achieved now, and just be grateful of what you have around you.
They say at that point in time, especially when you're pushing for money, when you're pushing for your passion, whatever you're passionate about, when you push for that, when you go for that, then the money will follow.
It will come.
Itakuja nyuma yako.
It will.
Itakuja sijui lini. And that's the problem. We're like, when will that happen?
Yeah, just be patient. Like people are so, like, I feel like
I don't have the answer.
We're still so young. Like,
we're still trying to figure this thing out.
You'll even find like maybe your parents started getting good money when they were 35.
True.
And yes, they're telling you, me back then, blah blah blah. But maybe like it's now people are such a rush to like live a life that they're not even ready for, like even mentally.
Yeah.
It's like you want to be out there, you want to be known, you want to be popping. Like in Sasa.
You're not prepared for that mentally, and then like when you say you're not prepared for that mentally, you remember those guys who win 200 million.
Yeah, it's a jackpot.
Jackpot. Bruh. At the next thing you know, kesho wameenda sijui BMW shop huko Westlands. Umetoka na X7. You know there's an X7. I didn't even know that. Bruh. How? Umeinvestaje na hiyo do? Itaisha in 2 months hata ushangae. Yeah, so we've got to be smart. Let's plan.
Yeah.
All right. So coming to the conclusion of the video, what would you tell your audience? What guidance would you give them?
Okay, for me, my end statement is shift your focus from being successful to being happy. Like find something that you love doing that makes you happy. Put all your energy and your time and your attention and invest into that thing, and maybe that will be the thing that will now make you successful.
That's beautiful. For me, the last thing I'd probably tell these people would be follow or find your mentor. Find that person who can give you that advice that you need to either A, start a business, or B, if you're not everybody is for starting a business. Maybe that guidance counselor or that person who can guide you into how you can get a proper job that you really need. Yeah. So find that person.
I feel like that's such an important point. And that all now comes back down to like priorities and focusing on things that are gonna help you grow, instead of just every time you're just having fun or you're just like chilling in the house watching Netflix. Like you can't say you want to have money, you want to be successful, but you're doing nothing
about
to get there. You're just chilling. And I feel like there's some people who really need guidance, and don't be afraid to ask. I get a lot of people, even like my clients, people ask me like, I want to improve something about myself, like how do I do it? Even if I'm not gonna be the one to sell you that whatever, I feel like I always advise, because you can give people like information. If someone really wants to know something, like find someone who you can ask and who will genuinely give you good advice. Listen to it, take it, and then from there now create and just flourish.
And for those who can give that mentorship, look for those people who need that mentorship. It's a two-way traffic. You can't just keep looking for that person without that person looking for you.
If you see someone who needs that guidance, just that push, and because a lot of people have potential, but then they're not doing anything like to build on that potential. So just reach out to them and be like, hey baby, I think this and this, let's work together, let's do this. And I feel like also if you're really struggling like mentally and stuff, there's so many places you can find help, like online and hospitals and just people out there. There's so many people you can talk to, because this depression and suicide,
it's real. And as I said, and then insist, Instagram, social media, generally Facebook, all that social media. If you really can't remove that app, then don't follow some people. Don't follow these people. Some people who genuinely are not bringing value to you. So if you're seeing someone who keeps posting their stories of how they've gone drinking every week,
no. So you guys were done, and like I said, this topic was gonna be heavy, but I loved it. I needed us to vent and to talk about this, because I know everyone is going through this. So if you guys want to keep seeing more content like this, you know what to do. Subscribe,
hit that like,
and share this video to someone who you feel like is going through it and they need to just hear something. Tuko wengi tunataka kumake, tutaomoka tu. So I'll see you guys in my next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's not bye be cute.
Yes.
No,
no, yes.